Happy Friday, everyone. Okay, it's time to roll on with this project. You saw Wednesdays where I cut this thing out and I did the layout on it. So now I have redrawn that circle. And I said the other day that I was going to cut this outset, but I've changed my mind. And let me tell you why. So on this layout, I've got two choices. I could cut this outset, and if I cut it outset, then I would be carving away all of the black. And then everything that you see here, wood color, would end up wood color.
Can you hold it up so we can...
So if I was going to carve it outset, I would go around the outside and then I would cut away every little piece that is black. Well, what I've decided to do based on the layout template and kind of my go-to thing, if you look at the layout template here, can you see this? I don't know if you can get up and over that enough to see this. See, this, if the way this looks against a white background, I really like the way it looks. And kind of my fallback when I'm trying to figure out whether I'm going to carve it inset or outset is the way the thing was designed. Well, it was designed to look like black lines on a white background. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to cut all of the wood that you see there in the detail. I'm going to actually cut that away so that when I spray it, that will all be black. So that's why I've just decided by looking at it that I think that's the best way to go. And the other positive on that is I'm going to have this layout template right next to me as I'm carving that. So if I have any question on where the lines are, I can refer back to the layout template. All right, so the other thing is, I'll sit back down. This had a little bit of a sticky residue, but it's been a day or two since we sprayed it and there's no sticky left. I've brushed it off. I've hit it with just a piece of sandpaper, got most of the residue off, so there's pretty much no residue. So my router base is sliding smooth on there, and I redrew the circle, which I've already talked about. That is it. Let's get into carving. I don't want to waste no more time. Let's move this stuff. Put my cheaters on. Get my lower chair. And let's rock and roll. Everything good on that side, babe?
So far.
All right. Let's do it. So I am using the SC50. I've got it set. I'm not sure what my depth will be. I've got to do a test with it just to kind of see where I'm at. But I'm probably a little bit deep right now. I'm probably going to end up being about a 1/16 deep, but I'm not sure yet. All right, here we go. Too deep. Too deep. guys, I think you can kind of get an idea of what I'm doing there. This is going to take me a while. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this eagle up off camera, but you guys can kind of see where I'm going with that. So I'll do this off camera and then we'll be back. All right, you guys, I got the eagle, pretty much all the detail done. I've kind of gone over it a couple times. I don't see anything in there I really need to fix. So now the circle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this, everything in here is going to be wood color, and I'm just going to have a single line circle on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm using the 60-degree bit first. I could do it with the profile, I could do it with this SC50, I could do it with just about anything, but I like the way the 60-degree cuts. And actually and I'm using the actual cordless Ryobi or rigid. But I like some of these grains through here I found were a little bit tough, and the 60 cuts through that kind of stuff really well. So I'm gonna see what I can do with this cordless here, and probably do this in 2 passes. Here we go. Okay, so if you couldn't tell, anytime I kind of came to an adjustment or whatever, you could see I lifted the router bit out. Now, what I'm going to do, and you know what, I know somebody's going to ask, so let me tell you how deep I am on that with the 60. I'm just about a 16th, a little bit over a 16th, just a hair over a 16th. Not quite to an eighth. So what is that? 3/32, I guess. Anyway, so I'm going to go around it again at that depth and just kind of clean up those lines. If you couldn't tell, I was just trying to actually make that circle outset. So I'm going to go around and try and clean up that a little bit at that same depth. All right, so now I've got a pretty good line around there. A little bobble here and there. I'm going to go ahead and kind of clean that up. I'm going to clean up a little bit more right now while we're on camera. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the cutter deeper. Let's see, how much deep am I going to go? I'm going to go about a little bit deeper than that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go a nice fat line all the way around and open that line up. So let me measure this for you. Now I'm at about, I want to go a little bit deeper than 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to go about just a hair over 1/8, I think, will be a nice wide line. Actually, I hate the depth adjustment on these little rigid routers. I know you guys, some of you guys really love this thing, but it's so much more difficult for me than, yeah, that's where I want it. That's just about 1/8. Anyway, I like the DeWalt better. The screw adjustment on the DeWalt. Here we go. Let me see what my battery. Yeah, my battery's down to 1 bar, but it's still cutting okay. That is about it for that. Now we're going to, I'm going to change the setup, come back with the DeWalt, and we'll do these numbers on with a profile bit, carving them out set. All right, here we go. So now I'm going to carve these big numbers. These are 5-inch, I think, 5-inch Clarendon. I'm going to carve them with my profile bit. Now this is an older profile bit, so it cuts wider than a normal profile bit, which is great. That's what I saved those for, is to cut wide lines around these big numbers. And this one is about 1/4 of an inch deep, something like that. So let's get to going here. Well guys, I think you can kind of get a hang of what I'm doing there. No sense in doing these on camera. I'm going to go ahead and do these on camera, and then we'll come back and we'll do the background. Alright folks, we're back. So let's get the background done on this so I can get that out of the way, and then we'll go and do the edge on this and get this thing finished up. So a lot of times I just do the cloud just because I can do it without actually looking at it. But in this particular instance, I think I'm going to go ahead and draw the cloud because they're pretty big. And then I'm just going to do my standard background on this. So let's fire up the router and get after it. I am using my standard 90-degree V-groove. Is that angle okay? And I'm right at 1/4 of an inch deep. Alright, let's do it. And I'm using the bigger router. Whenever I've got a lot of background to take out, I like to use the 618 rather than the 611. Here we go. Well, I think you guys get an idea of what I'm doing there. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up off camera, and we'll be right back. Alright, got all the carving done. So now I'm going to put an edge on it. I'm just using my 45-degree chamfer bit. This is the same bit I use for most of my edging. I'm just going to put a bevel around it. This bit can also be used for scalloping, but I'm not going to do that on this one. So let's get this done. One thing you want to be careful of, guys, I didn't say it before, but one thing you want to be careful is make sure that this bit isn't down so low that it's thicker than your board and it's going to tear up your mat or your bench top. I had already checked that before we started the video, but I just didn't say anything. But I thought you might want to know. Alright, so now I'm going to put a lighter chamfer on the back side. we'll be right back. Well, guys, that is going to wrap up the video for today. We've still got to spray this thing. I've got several different operations yet, but this video is getting really long. So we'll carry this over for Monday, and I'm sure we'll be able to wrap it up on Monday. So thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Oh, you want me to hold that up? Hope you guys have a great weekend. Remember, this is Mother's Day weekend, so you guys all do the right thing. Guys, don't get yourself in trouble. Do the right thing for your mothers and your wives. Because I've been there, done that. So just a word of warning. Thanks again, guys, for watching, for all of the support. I don't say it often enough, but we love you all for all the support you guys give us through the website and through watching and all of that stuff. It really means a lot to us to keep us going to what we do. So thanks again. And if you haven't subscribed yet, we'd love for you to subscribe. Please share this and like it. If you do subscribe, when you do subscribe, be sure and click that little bell icon so you get the notification in your email when we post a new one. So everybody have a great Mother's Day weekend, and we will see you on Monday. We'll finish this thing up. Bye-bye.